What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video here on Muddy Beards 4x4. Today we're going to be talking about hood vents, hood louvers. Do they work and do you need them? So stick around.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
So I'm going to share with you guys this website, Oman 4x4. Some of the stuff on here is really old, but I came across this article through a Jeep Wrangler forum, randomly came across it, where they tested the underhood temperatures in many different spots under the hood and the low pressure places on the top of the hood, and came up with a nice little graph that I'm going to show you here in a second. So I will leave a link in the description to this website so you guys can check it out for yourself, but I'm going to show it to you as well. So in combating the underhood temperatures of this Jeep, the Jeep 4.0, anybody with a TJ, like in my last video where I installed the DEI fuel rail kit that covers the injectors, the fuel rail, and I also installed the fuel line cover to protect it from the underhood temperatures to stop heat soak and vapor lock in these Jeeps, and it works amazing. Also, in conjunction with that, adding these hood vents to vent out all of that hot air under the hood really helps out a lot. So do they work? Absolutely. These hood vents or louvers actually do work. They lower the underhood temperature of the Jeep. I've had several occasions where it was 80 plus degrees outside, like when I went four-wheeling at Reeder with Nate and Gary from Northwest Jeepcast. My Jeep overheated several times, and I had a relay under the hood that kept failing because the underhood temperature of my Jeep would get so hot, the relay would fail, and then my fan would stop working because it wasn't getting the power to my fan. So I would let it sit for a little while, and it would cool off, and it would start working again. So eventually, after 2 times of messing with it, I just bypassed the relay and ran the rest of the day without the relay. Since then, I have redone all of the wiring for that to alleviate any of those issues. For the last 5 years, I've been using Barnes four-wheel drive parts underneath my Jeep. All of my suspension is built with Barnes four-wheel drive parts, builder's parts, and kits. Also, my front steering and suspension, track bar, everything is all built with Barnes four-wheel drive parts. If you guys are interested in getting 10% off Barnes four-wheel drive, click the link in the description. It automatically gives you 10% off. Or use the coupon code MuddyBeards at checkout. Also would do the same thing. I highly recommend using them for builder parts and bolt-on parts. They have it all. Make sure you check it out. So he used 48 sensors under the hood of his Jeep, mapped out on this map right here, where it was 20 degrees hotter on the average underneath the hood of his Jeep. And as you can tell right here, it's right here on the sides, and significantly more on the side where your exhaust is, and then up where the radiator is, which all of that makes sense. And as you can see here on the Genrite kit here that I have installed on my Jeep, which I will show you how I installed it here in a few minutes, they kind of nailed it on all the spots on the underhood of where those hot spots are. So you can get the Poison Spider one that does that whole center section that you cut out, and it has all the vents in the middle. Yes, will it work? In my opinion, it will. Underhood temperatures will still drop using that, but it's not in the locations of the hot spots. So in the second one here, you can see an overlay of both where the low pressure side on top of the hood and the hot spots kind of coincide. And also Genrite nailed these locations on the hood as well. So after he did this, he installed hood louvers on his Jeep, just basically ones like this right here, a little bit different, but only these ones right here, this amount. And he averaged about 18 to 20 degrees lower underhood temperatures just adding these one set of hood louvers here. So in my case, I have these here, and I have the one under the radiator. So I would assume that it's probably a little bit less, probably not a whole lot less, but probably a little bit less. in temperature. So overall, I am very happy with the result of the combination of the hood vents and that fuel rail cover kit, keeping those underhood temperatures down, making it much more reliable, and the drivability on the trail has gone up quite a bit. So let's stop talking about it, and I'll show you how I installed these on the Jeep. For this first one, you want to measure about 8 inches back from the front of the hood. I'm going to tape off this whole area so I can cut it all up and mark out where everything's going to be without doing it on the hood itself. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the hood up, get the center line of this in the middle, and I'll probably drill holes up from the bottom first, so I know on each side where the center is. I'm gonna make sure you lay something down under your engine bay so you don't get a bunch of metal in it. Then we take our mark and we gotta measure a 1/2 inch in. So I'm gonna measure and mark 1/4 of an inch inside of each corner. So you can see the goal of this was that when I use my saw, when I hit these corners, I can just go nicely right around it and not mess my blade up, and I can get nice kind of rounded corners. And this whole center section right here is the no cut zone. So I'm using some Harbor Freight blades, 6-inch blades. I ended up cutting it down super small. Hopefully it works. I don't really know if it's going to or not, but we're gonna find out. So with everything cut out, we now need to go to a 1/8 drill bit. And I still have it marked out on here where I want it center. So just gonna go in and start drilling some holes. This hood just wants to cave in because it's so beat up, so I'm going to have to hold pressure from the bottom side. There it is. What I find crazy is this pop rivet gun with 100 rivets at Harbor Freight is $4.99. But it seems to be working fine so far. For how often I use it, perfect price. Okay, there's that one. Turned out pretty good, looks good. Now just 2 more. Well, I screwed up. I installed this backwards because I was in a rush and wasn't paying attention. All the vents on mine are facing the rear of the Jeep. This is facing forward. It's not really for a ram air because I'm not moving fast, so it doesn't make sense to have it this way. And if I'm moving forward and it's raining, rain will go straight into it instead of, it's still going to get in there. Luckily, these are cut so that I can just drill it out, spin it around, and rivet it back in, and it'll work just fine. You can put them in any configuration you want. You can put them in this way if you want. Depends on what you want to do. But it looks weird having all of them facing towards the back and then this one facing towards the front. So I'm going to fix it. And luckily, because I bought these 2 sets of these, I actually have the exact amount of extra black pop rivets in order to make a mistake and redo it. Otherwise, I was going to have to paint the tips of the rivets of other ones. Hopefully this works. That's easy. That's going to be it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you found it at least a little bit informative. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you take the time, hit the subscribe button. It really helps us out. Give us a like. Give me some comments down below. Visit our website, muddybeards4x4.com. You can buy shirts, stickers, watch some more of our videos. All that will be in the description below. And if you want to follow us on social media, it's at muddybeards4x4. Until next time, we'll see you on the trail.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.